Welcome to my bedroom recording studio. And today we're going to be looking at how I record a track. I've got a number of interesting things to tell you about this bedroom studio. It isn't much, by the way, it's just a bedroom with a computer in it. And in the computer, I'm using Reaper, which is one of the best DAWs around. As a matter of fact, I think Reaper is the boss. All right, fine. And along with Reaper, I have a Focusrite Scarlett 6 in, 6 out. They call it 6i6. And along with those, I have Alesis M5 near field monitors, which give me the best sound. I think those speakers are so truthful, I want to keep them and keep them some more. And between all these things, or among all these things, we function and get some interesting results whenever I record. Okay, so this recording is brought to you courtesy of Kingston Creative, the American Friends of Jamaica, and Fresh Milk Barbados. So we have them to thank for the wonderful opportunity to present this recording to you. And the song we're going to record today is one that I originated. It's called On the Inside, and it's the kind of music that will help you to get rid of stress. Stress is one of those things we don't really need, especially nowadays when stress is so much in our face. Anyway, so the song is quite okay. I have prepared 15 or 16 tracks of music for this particular song. So I'm going to go through and let you see exactly what goes on when I prepare a song for recording. Alright, so as I said, I'm using Reaper, which is very easy for me. And I'm also using Complete Control, which is my keyboard over here.
Drive.
Oh, really? It loves to talk, you see.
TR Master.
And all these things are accessible. The Complete Control keyboard is using Windows Narrator, and Reaper is using JAWS, Job Access with Speech, and I also have the option of NVDA, Non-Visual Desktop Access, or Application, whichever, it doesn't really matter right now, it's NVDA, and that works fine. So all this text-to-speech stuff will echo back what I'm doing, relating to me, so that I can then relate to you, so that you can then hear exactly what's going on in this system. So I have, coming up is my kick drum. Yeah, you can't miss that. You hear that sound, you know it's the kick drum. And this kick drum is coming from Native Instruments Abbey Road Modern Kit. Well, the Modern Kit has several things in it, and I've chosen the kick drum as one of the things from the Modern Kit. So I'll let you hear what the kick drum is playing. First of all,
F6, solo.
Do that, then this. Right, so by itself it doesn't make much sense, but eventually when things come together you will hear exactly what's going on. So that's the kick drum, and I took it from Abbey Road Modern Drum Kit. Alright, and in order to get there I had to do something miraculous. Let's see what we did.
Browser.
Aha, that's my browser. And then
User. Factory.
I did that, and then
Cat. Sampled instruments.
no.
Drums and percussion.
Aha, drums and percussion.
Abbey Road 80s drummer.
And it says Abbey Road 80s drummer, which is not
Abbey
the one.
Road vintage drummer.
Not vintage.
Product, Abbey Road vintage drummer.
No.
Abbey Road modern drummer.
Aha. That's the Abbey Road modern drummer. And that's the beautiful thing about this setup. I have accessibility to help me to make these things happen. Okay, so
Preset.
that's how I
Preset.
got my...
AR modern sparkle kit full.
You talk too much. Yeah, right. So I use these things to get my sounds. Okay, so that's the kick drum. So we disarm that
F7 unarmed.
by kick drum. And now here is
Wang 2 hi-hat 43 items.
my hi-hat, which is
F7 armed.
coming from the same source, the modern drummer. And where is my hi-hat?
Wang 1 picks up. Wang 2 hi-hat armed 43 items.
I'm not sure it's okay.
F6 solos.
Aha! Right, so that's my hi-hat. No, that's the tom, but we're not ready for that yet. It's the hi-hat that I used for this. And the hi-hat on its own
Wang 1 hit F6 and solos. Space
is
play.
just this. You know, it doesn't make... Well, it keeps time, so that's not so terrible. As when the kick drum was doing stuff that we didn't quite know about.
1 hit 34 items.
And when you add the kick drum and the hi-hat, then you get this.
F6 solos.
Right, so things are beginning to take shape. So it's not all terrible. It's not all terrible.
Space
Alright,
stop.
so that's
Wang 2 hi-hat solo armed 43
my
items.
hi-hat.
F7. Wang 3 snare 0 130
My
items.
snare, I have two snares. One is snare 1, one is snare 2.
F6 solos. F7 armed.
And they also came from this modern kit. Abbey Road modern kit. Alright, so you don't hear anything except the snare. So put the snare, kick and hi-hat together, you might hear something useful. Let me see what's going on here.
Space off 10.
Right. So things are really beginning to happen now. And
Space stop.
all of that stuff is coming from the Abbey Road modern drummer. Alright, so we've
Wang 4 toms 5 items.
got the toms in, and toms
F6 solos. F7 armed.
play a very
Wang 3 snare 0 1 F7 unarmed. Wang 4
important
toms solo armed 5
role
items.
in the scheme of things here, because
W R1.
sometimes toms lead the way, you know. They don't really do much except tell you that something new is about to happen. So in this case,
Space play. Space
yeah,
stop.
that's what the tom said. Begin now. Doom doom. Right. Yeah, those are the two, I think. Right. They actually say begin now. So
W.
when
Space
you
play.
hear this, things are beginning to happen. And when you get to an intersection, or when you get to turn a corner, the toms will indicate. Right, you heard that a while ago. Doom, doom, ba-doom, ba-doom, doom. Right, so that's what the toms do in this particular song.
Space stop.
All right. The next track I used, let me disarm this one.
F7 unarmed. Wang 5 overhead 1 item.
The overheads, now they work very much
F7 armed. F6 solos.
in conjunction with toms in this instance. So after the toms have had their say, then the overhead will endorse.
Space play.
So it will continue. This is the actual intro of the song. You don't hear much yet because it's the percussion side of things that's taking care. And now the toms will come in right now and overhead. There you go. Overhead does an indication that yes, we are right on the button to start whatever we're going to listen to. Right? Songs don't really come out so well when the overheads play out of turn. And that's what I've been doing with this one. Playing it out of turn to mess around. Okay.
Space. Stop.
That also came from the same kit. Somehow I preferred this kit for the project that we're going through together. And
F7.
let's
Land
see.
6 F7. Arms. Land 5. Land 6 right symbol armed items.
The ride symbol or hub. Some people call it ride symbol, like myself. When I was labeling my track, I wrote ride, which is this one.
F7. Unarmed. F7.
No.
Armed. F6. Solo.
Almost sounding like a pot lid. For all those people who are familiar with pot lids, that's the ride symbol. So there are various spots in the piece of music where the ride does a lot. Let me see if I can find any of it for you.
Space. Play.
Ah, there we go. The ride, the hub, whichever one you prefer. And the thumb indicated that it's time for you to stop and let something else continue. So,
Space. Stop.
also coming from the same kit. Now,
Land 7 snare 0 to 33 items.
snare 2. Now, snare 2 has a very interesting little job to do. So,
F6. Solo.
let's see if we can
F7. Armed.
get snare 2 involved here.
Land 1 kick solo 34 items. Land 2 hi-hat solo 43 items.
Alright, in order for me to...
Land 2 hi-hat solo 43 items. 3 snare 0 1. Land 4 tom solo 5 items.
Oh, snare
Land 3 snare
1.
0 1 solo 33
I
items.
have to shut up snare 1 for the time being because I haven't finished putting this song together.
F6. Unsolo.
You'll hear what comes out later on.
W. R1.
Okay, so this is snare 1 now coming in.
Space. Play.
Alright, hear that very strange sound. That's snare 1 with all the other fellas. Right, that's the snare.
Space. Stop.
Alright, so that's snare 1 and snare 2.
F6. Solo.
And before I get it further wrong,
Land 11 guitar. Land 9 electric piano 1 item. 8.
let me see.
Land 6 right symbol solo armed 8 items. Land 7 snare 0 2 solo armed 33 items. Land 6 right F7. Land 7 snare 0 2 solo armed 33 items.
Right, that is snare 2. Call it the rim shot if you like. That's what it is. And that's what you heard a while ago. Right. Coming up then,
Land 8 shaker 33 items.
shaker. Yeah, shaker is good.
F7. Armed.
And we're moving and shaking things around in here.
Land 7 snare 0 2 solo armed 33 items. F7. Unarmed. Land 8 shaker armed 33
And
items.
all these things appear on the screen. So for all those people who can look at screens, then you know what's going on.
F6. Solo.
Alright, that's the shaker. Sounding very shaky. And this is another one that I may have employed.
Space. Play.
Right? Well, actually it didn't do a lot of that stuff. But right, it did that. And this one came from another drum kit from Native Instruments. Let me see, how did I get to that one? Let's see.
Browser.
My
Category.
browser.
Category.
And then I went
All
to
sampled
sampled
instruments.
instruments, and
Product.
then
Balinese get
I went
electric to
to
George Duke Soul. Kinetic Metal. Kinetic Toys. Kinetic Treats. Contact.
Contact is where I went,
Band.
and then band, and then I
Character.
went
Type.
to
Read instruments.
drums.
Brass. All types.
Come on.
Brass. Guitar.
So you have to be careful
Guitar.
how you turn these
Drums.
knobs because they are very sensitive and they move like crazy. Alright, so I got
Reset.
this one
Left
here. And the shaker is somewhere. Right.
Progress dialog.
I have a number of interesting things going on here. There you go. The shaker. So now you know where that came from.
Land 7 snare 0 2 solo.
Not
Land
that
8
it
shaker solo alarm
matters
33 items.
seriously.
F7 alarm. Land 9 electric piano 1 item.
Okay, so we leave those out of the mix now. Let me get rid of
F7 arms.
that one.
Land 8 shaker solo 33 items. Land 9 electric piano alarm 1 item.
Electric piano.
F6 solos.
Now the electric piano came from, I'm using strictly complete control stuff today. This is the electric piano.
Octave 0.
Yeah, I know. I do get off on a piano, you see. And I thought I would give this song a kind of vintage sound, like late 70s, early 80s. And these pianos were quite popular then. And I employed this one to do it. But that's not what you'll hear now. You'll hear what the piano, a little bit of what the piano played in this song. So let's see.
W.
And the toms will
Space,
say... That's the intro. Now here comes the verse.
Space stop.
Right, so
Space play stop.
now you know a little bit of what the piano plays. Eventually you'll hear it when everything comes together, but for the time being, that was the electric,
F7 alarm.
one of the many electric pianos I have. Oh,
Land 10
by the way, I should tell you that with this complete control package, I have a good deal over 100,000 sounds, and along with all the other stuff I have in the computer, we might be brushing like 200 and odd thousand sounds. I'm not sure. One of these days I will do a tally and we'll get a better idea of what's going on with all the sounds I have from all the wonderful synthesizers that have been provided by these companies who make them. Alright, so
Land 11 guitar 53 items.
guitar is here. Oh my gosh, guitar. Gee whiz.
F7 arms.
If I could play the guitar, then I suppose I wouldn't do so badly, you know. This is actually not the lead guitar, but I'm playing guitar on it nonetheless. So the guitar is doing a nice little rhythm, and it also plays along with the intro of the song. So let me let you hear it.
W. Space play.
Here goes. Oh, guitar didn't play yet. Oh, sorry. But you hear the guitar because it's coming up right now. Alright, so that's what the guitar is. And I took that guitar from a very lovely package called Evolution Infinity. That's the name of this guitar that I'm using. And it comes with some really nice guitar sounds. And fortunately I play keyboard, so I can play guitar without having to worry. Alright, so that's the guitar.
F7.
One of them, the rhythm guitar.
12 lead guitar, 11 items.
Lead
F7.
guitar comes up now. Let's see what the lead
F6, solo.
guitar. And it plays some interesting things in the intro. Some, you know, whatever, from the same Evolution Infinity. And let's see, here goes. Give you a little taste of what's going on here.
Space play.
Right, so that's the lead guitar coming from the same Evolution Infinity set. And things are falling together quite nicely. Compliments, of course, of American Friends of Jamaica, Fresh Milk Barbados, and Kingston Creative. Those three have made it quite possible for
F7.
this to happen. Okay,
Lang, 13 sax lead, 27 items.
and let's not look at the saxophone yet. That's the icing on the cake.
Lang, 14 synth pad, 11 items.
The synth pad is the next thing we can
F7,
look at.
F6, solo.
And this one comes from one of my favorite synths I have here, one called Diva. Diva is made by the Yuhi people, and they have some really nice colors coming out of these synths that they make. See, and the pad synth does some interesting things in here too. Let me see if I can let you hear some stuff that.
Control F6.
Okay.
Space play.
Let me see.
Space stop. F6. Stop. Space play.
Okay.
Page down. R8.
Right, it's playing along with the intro, and then it does its own thing after that, which you might hear in a little bit because I've allowed it to continue to play in solo mode. I've turned the other guys off so that they won't disturb what the pad synth is doing. Ah, there we go, pad synth.
F6. Solo.
Yeah.
Space. Stop.
Alright, that's my pad synth and it's coming from Yuhi. And Yuhi
F7. Unarmed.
has made some incredible synths
Land
over
15 leads
time.
in 3 items.
Lead synth.
F7. Armed. F6. Land 15 leads in armed 3 items.
This synth is coming from Sylinth 1. One of my favorite sounds from Sylinth. And this one is kind of putting an accent on some of the things in the orchestration, you know. So you will hear it play the intro. It is doing that. Right. Let's see what goes on.
Space. Play.
Let's see what goes on.
Space. Stop.
Alright, that's the lead synth, which can actually function as whatever else you might want. But I prefer it doing single notes. It works really nicely that way.
F7. Land 16 solos in 15 items.
Solo synth, my
That's
solo
it.
synth today.
F6. 15. Land 16 solos in armed 15 items. F6. Solo. F6. Unsoloed.
And it's not working for whatever reason it decides.
16 solos in armed 15 items.
It's not going to cooperate, but it comes from the Arturia series of vintage synths, and they're emulating the DX7, which was very popular in the 80s. It was a real game changer, and it was also the first synth I owned way back long ago. Couldn't sleep, tell you that. So I've employed one of the flute sounds to do the solo work in the middle, so you'll hear it sometime later on. Alright, so that leaves us the
Control F6.
saxophone. Let me see.
Land 15 leads in 3 items. Land 13 sax lead 27 items.
Alright, this
F7. Armed.
saxophone is not the greatest, but it fits the bill right now. So I'll use it to do some of the solo work in here. Right, so it does that. I took this one from the Korg sound set, and I have loads of those. Korg this, Korg that, Korg the other, Korg Triton, Korg M1, Korg, and of course this is not the best saxophone, but this one I preferred for the sound that you're hearing now. Oh, remember the piece is called On the Inside, so you're getting an inside view of how the song was put together. Interesting things or powering. Alright, so you heard me fooling around with the saxophone, so I'm gonna give you a little bit of what goes on here now when I put everything together, so that
Control F6.
you can hear what a part of the piece sounds
Double.
like.
Space. Play.
Here we go.
Stop.
Okay, so you have
Space.
a good idea of what goes on when I get in here. So I'd like to say that we've come to the end of that little expose of recording my song called On the Inside. You will, if you stay tuned to the channel, you will hear the mixed down, the balanced version of it, and you hear other things too, and that will give you an idea of what goes on when me and my keyboard and my computer and stuff get together to do things. I'd like to thank once again the American Friends of Jamaica, the Kingston Creative, yes, Kingston Creative, can't forget that, and Fresh Milk Barbados for making things happen in this instance. And this is Sydney Thorpe inviting you to stay tuned to this channel, because things happen on this channel and you hear this piece of music on the inside whenever you log into the channel. So until we meet again, which is quite likely going to be very soon, take care and look out for each other.